Governor Reynolds says Iowa's special education system is outdated and underperforming. In an interview you'll only see on KCCI, Chief Political Reporter Amanda Rooker asked about Reynolds' plan to reform the state's area education agencies and how she'll make sure no student is left behind. Amanda.
Well, Ben, right now, Iowa has 9 area education agencies, or AEAs, and schools at the moment have to send all special education funding to their local AEA. Well, Reynolds' proposal would give schools full control of that money instead. I asked the governor how she'd assure Iowans who are concerned about the changes and why she feels confident her plan will improve outcomes for students with disabilities.
For 20 years, we have consistently underperformed with the students with disabilities compared to the national average. They deserve better than that. They deserve a system that can work with them and help improve their scores and improve their outcomes. And so we can't keep doing things the same way and expect to get some different results.
Do you think that those assessments provide an accurate picture on how students with disabilities are performing? Because disabilities vary, pretty broadly, and not all students with disabilities can take standardized or timed tests. To propose an overhaul based on that data, do you believe that that data provides an accurate picture?
NAEP, for instance, which is the Nationals report card, it is the only apples to apples comparison, and it is how we are being compared with every other state in the country. So Iowa is not unique. And over the last 5 years, we've ranked 30th or below in 9 out of the 12 assessments. So, okay, if you want to take that aside, then we'll do the state assessments. And that's what I was saying earlier, that on the state assessments, in the spring of 23, our students with disabilities had a 41% deficiency gap compared to all other students, 41%. And so at every single metric that we have to measure by is saying we're not providing these students with the education that they deserve.
If some schools choose to contract with a private company instead of their local AEA, do you anticipate that impacting what services that local AEA can provide to the other schools that do choose to contract with that AEA?
To be quite honest, this isn't going to flip overnight. It's going to take some time. Like I said, 30 years plus we've been underperforming. And so this will start to put the framework in place to change that dynamics. And so by helping school districts get the money, the state, the federal, the educational service funding will all go to the school districts. We're bringing down some of the overhead. We're giving schools the funding so that they can hold the AEAs accountable. Now they're the customer, so we can improve the scores, improve the services. If they're not providing the services that they want, they have some options. All of that will, I think, enhance the way that we are delivering services and education to students with disabilities.
Now, I also asked Reynolds for her response to Ron DeSantis suspending his presidential campaign after he finished 30 percentage points behind Trump in Iowa. Reynolds broke tradition by endorsing DeSantis ahead of the caucuses, and she told me she stands by her decision to support him and does not think it will hurt her political power in the state. She did not endorse Trump, but told me she believes that Trump is likely to win the GOP nomination and that she will support the Republican nominee, whoever that is. I also asked Reynolds about school safety in the wake of the deadly Perry High School shooting. You can watch our full interview with Governor Kim Reynolds on KCCI 8 News Close-Up. That's Sunday morning at 10:30 right here on KCCI.